to the 1-2 podcast. Kenny Johnson, my co-host James Lynch, holding it down Canada, bringing it to you hot and fierce combat sports action. Today in the zone, we got Jaron Ennis, fresh off his brutal knockout of Sergey Lipinets. If you hadn't seen it, you ain't doing your duty as a combat sports fan. What's up, James? How you doing, man?
Doing well, man. Can't wait for this interview. He was one of the big highlights on the weekend. We're happy to have him on here. A lot of big push leading into his fight from Bellator on the Friday. So really excited to chat with him. We're going to get into all types of stuff with his boxing career. Plus, we got the Askren Paul fight on Saturday. I'm curious to get his thoughts on that. It's going to be a great guest. I'm really looking forward to it.
I think you're more hyped for that than a regular fight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's the phenomenon? Like, I'm gonna have to.
I'm intrigued, man. I like these freak show things. I think it's good where we've got something that you don't know what's going to happen. Ben Askren can't box. We saw that in MMA. He's fighting a guy who only has 2 wins against non-combat guys, right? So I'm intrigued. Happen, right? I like the freak show aspect of it. I'm a fan.
He's gonna get knocked out. You should know what's gonna happen.
He might get knocked out. He might not. If he doesn't get knocked out and he goes the distance, the dude took a punch from Robbie Lawler. I think he could take a Jake Paul punch. We'll see.
A lot different game.
For sure.
Quick recap. Bellator. What's Bellator? I watched my girl Kat Zingano get that submission, and then also on the UFC card, all because of the show. I actually watched it. What you think about the main event? Why people shocked that Kevin Holland can't wrestle 3 weeks later or 2 weeks later? He still can't wrestle. What you think?
I thought Holland looked better.
He still can't wrestle.
Yeah, I thought Holland looked a lot better in terms of what he brought to the table this time around against Derek Brunson. But I mean, Vettori was going to win that fight. He was a heavy favorite. He certainly looked like it. Vettori, actually, I think his stock went down a bit. I mean, he had an opportunity there to maybe
He didn't finish.
Exactly. If he finished, then maybe there's talk of him and Adesanya, that rematch, but he didn't finish. So I think he's going to have to fight, a Darren Till or someone else instead. So it was good that he got the win, but it wasn't a statement win by any means.
Yeah, he didn't. I don't know. I'm a fan that winning cures all because they're going to have to see you if you keep winning, but it just was a very boring fight. And what I mean by boring is I'm cool. I respect all different aspects because it's mixed martial arts, but it's like, when he got position, he didn't do much damage other than like the 4th round. Yeah. He got the 10-8 round. Other than that, he didn't really do nothing. It's like, okay, I can take him down when I want to, so I'm content doing that. He didn't really put it. Like, did you ever think not Kevin, but
Vettori?
No, what's it called? Kevin Holland was gonna get finished. I didn't think he was gonna get finished.
No, he's never been in the UFC.
Yeah, I'm talking about he wasn't even the threat of that. So it's kind of like after the 2nd round, you knew how the fight was gonna go.
Yeah, pretty much. It was kind of predictable there, but it was a late replacement, right? Vettori was supposed to fight Darren Till, and so Kevin Holland steps up like he always does, but he didn't get the win here, so we'll see.
What do you think about the co-main?
I thought it was decent. You're just going to have, two people going toe to toe. I'm actually forgetting off the top of my head who was in there. I'm just going to double check right now. But you've got obviously you had Holland losing in the main event. The co-main event was, why is it escaping my memory? Oh, Arnold Allen and Sadiq Youssef. Yeah, I was surprised by that. Sadiq Youssef, I thought was going to win. Arnold Allen controlled him. Arnold Allen now 17-1 overall. Pretty solid record if I don't say so myself. And I think he's going to get that big push. But missed opportunity there by Sadiq Youssef, who I think someone they could have pushed with. We've seen a lot of the athletes.
I thought he was going to be able to do it. It's like he gave up position to us.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially against the cage.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. So, big opportunity there for Allen. He's going to get a notable opponent next. Sadiq, it's back to the drawing board. Not that contender yet that we thought he was, but still in a good spot. Still a young guy. He's not that old, right? I think he's like, under 30.
25, 26.
Yeah, something like that. 30. Yeah, he's 27. So, I mean, still plenty of room to grow there. Hey, how about Mackenzie Dern, though? She looked great, beating Nina Nunes, who used to be Nina Ansaroff. Finish her in the first round. Mackenzie looks like a legit contender at strawweight at this point.
But can she do that to Valentina? I always ask myself that. Can you do that to Valentina?
Well, that's a different division. Valentina's 125. I don't think so. I know. Valentina's 125. This is 115.
I keep thinking because I keep thinking because Dern because she's so big. She can fight at 125 very comfortably.
Well, she'd still be a little
but
short.
At 115, can she get in like on a weight lead? She got enough hand. I know she's working with Jason Perillo. He's raving about how she's improving, but she improved enough to be able to get Rose or Wei Li on their heels to be able to get them on the ground. If she's on the ground, that's a wrap for anybody, including Valentina. If she's about that ground, we already know about her world class jiu-jitsu, but can she get them on the ground?
But on the same token, Dern's got 4 straight wins now. Like, she's going to have to get that step up. We'll see how the next fight. This was an A+ performance. Now, granted, Nina Nunes coming off a big layoff, hasn't fought since June of 2019. For her to go back in there and take care of business and get her out of there quickly. Nina's never been finished in the octagon, including Tatiana Suarez, who we know very well, one of the best in the division. She couldn't finish Nina. So for Mackenzie to do that in the first round, I think that's a statement win. She's going to get a really notable opponent next.
That's who I think she should fight next.
If she's ready to go. Suarez is still on the shelf.
Sure.
She's got those neck issues, right? So we know that as well.
I'm gonna make a call to her in the next couple of weeks.
Let's
try to get her on the 1-2.
Get her on here. Yeah, we got to get her on the 1-2. What else? I think that was pretty much it for the weekend. Good time to bring in our guest, or what do you think?
Let's bring him on, Mr. Jaron Boots Ennis. Not contender. I mean, not prospect, but contender. Could have got for. Welcome back to the 1-2 podcast. Kenny Johnson, my co-host James Lynch, holding it down Canada, bringing it to you hot and fierce combat sports action. Today in the zone, we got Jaron Boots Ennis, fresh off his brutal knockout of Sergey Lipinets. If you hadn't seen it, you ain't doing your duty as a combat sports fan. What's up, James? How you doing, man?
Doing well, man. Can't wait for this interview. He was one of the big highlights on the weekend. We're happy to have him on here. A lot of big push leading into his fight from Bellator on the Friday. So really excited to chat with him. We're going to get into all types of stuff with his boxing career. Plus, we got the Askren Paul fight on Saturday. I'm curious to get his thoughts on that. It's going to be a great guest. I'm really looking forward to it.
I think you're more hyped for that than a regular fight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's the phenomenon? Like, I'm gonna have to.
I'm intrigued, man. I like these freak show things. I think it's good where we've got something that you don't know what's going to happen. Ben Askren can't box. We saw that in MMA. He's fighting a guy who only has 2 wins against non-combat guys, right? So I'm intrigued. Happen, right? I like the freak show aspect of it. I'm a fan.
He's gonna get knocked out. You should know what's gonna happen.
He might get knocked out. He might not. If he doesn't get knocked out and he goes the distance, the dude took a punch from Robbie Lawler. I think he could take a Jake Paul punch. We'll see.
A lot different game.
For sure.
Quick recap. Bellator. What's Bellator? I watched my girl Kat Zingano get that submission, and then also on the UFC card, all because of the show. I actually watched it. What you think about the main event? Why people shocked that Kevin Holland can't wrestle 3 weeks later? Or 2 weeks later, he still can't wrestle. What you think?
I thought Holland looked better.
He still can't wrestle.
Yeah, I thought Holland looked a lot better in terms of what he brought to the table this time around against Derek Brunson. But, Vettori was going to win that fight. He was a heavy favorite. He certainly looked like it. Vettori, actually, I think his stock went down a bit. He had an opportunity there to maybe—
He didn't finish. He didn't finish.
Exactly. If he finished, then maybe there's talk of him and Adesanya, that rematch, but he didn't finish. So I think he's going to have to fight, a Darren Till or someone else instead. So it was good that he got the win, but it wasn't a statement win by any means.
Yeah, he didn't. I don't know. I'm a fan that winning cures all, because they're going to have to see you if you keep winning, but it just was a very boring fight. And I'm not, what I mean by boring is, I'm cool. I respect all different aspects because it's mixed martial arts, but it's like, when he got positioned, he didn't do much damage other than like the 4th round.
Yeah.
We got the 10-8 round. Other than that, he didn't really do nothing. It's like, okay, I can take him down when I want to, so I'm content doing that. He didn't like really put it. Like, did you ever think not Kevin, but
Vittori?
No, what's it called? Kevin Holland was gonna get finished. I didn't think he was gonna get finished.
No, he's
I
never
one
been
time to like,
in the UFC.
Yeah, I'm talking about like he wasn't even the threat of that. So it's kind of like after the second round, you knew how the fight was gonna go.
Yeah, pretty much. It was kind of predictable there, but it was a late replacement, right? Vittori was supposed to fight Darren Till, and so Kevin Holland steps up like he always does, but he didn't get the win here. So we'll see.
What do you think about the co-main?
I thought it was decent. You're just going to have, two people going toe to toe. I'm actually forgetting off the top of my head who is in there. I'm just going to double check right now. But you've got obviously you had Holland losing in the main event. The co-main event was, why is it escaping my memory? Oh, Arnold Allen and Sadiq Youssef. Yeah, I was surprised by that. Sadiq Youssef, I thought was going to win. Arnold Allen controlled him. Arnold Allen now 17-1 overall. Pretty solid record if I don't say so myself. And I think he's going to get that big push. But missed opportunity there by Sadiq Youssef, who I think someone they could have pushed with. We've seen a lot of the
I thought he was going to be able to do it. It's like he gave a position to it.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially against the cage.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. So, big opportunity there for Allen. He's going to get a notable opponent next. Sadiq, it's back to the drawing board. Not that contender yet that we thought he was, but still in a good spot. Still a young guy. He's not that old, right? I think he's like, under 30.
25, 26.
Yeah, something like that. 30. Yeah, he's 27. So, I mean, still plenty of room to grow there. Hey, how about Mackenzie Dern, though? She looked great, beating Nina Nunes, who used to be Nina Ansaroff. Finished her in the first round. Mackenzie looks like a legit contender at strawweight at this point.
But can she do that to Valentina? I always ask myself that. Can you do that to Valentina?
Well, that's a different division. Valentina's
I don't think so.
I know. Valentina's 125. This is one.
I don't know. I keep thinking because she's so good. Welcome back to the fight 125 very comfortably.
Well, she'll still be a little
but short. At 115, can she get in like on a weight lead? She got enough hand. I know she's working with Jason Perillo. He's raving about how she's improving, but she improved enough to be able to get Rose or Wei Li on their heels to be able to get them on the ground. If she's on the ground, that's a wrap for anybody, including Valentina. If she can take about that ground, we already know about her world-class jiu-jitsu, but can she get them on the ground?
But on the same token, Dern's got 4 straight wins now. Like, she's going to have to get that step up. We'll see how the next fight. This was an A+ performance. Now, granted, Nina Nunes coming off a big layoff, hasn't fought since June of 2019. For her to go back in there and take care of business and get her out of there quickly. Nina's never been finished in the octagon, including Tatiana Suarez, who we know very well, one of the best in the division. She couldn't finish Nina. So for Mackenzie to do that in the first round, I think that's a statement win. She's going to get a really notable opponent next.
That's who I think she should fight next.
If she's ready to go. Suarez is still on the shelf.
Sure.
She's got those neck issues, right? So we know that as well.
I'm gonna make a call. I'm gonna make a call to her in the next couple of weeks.
Late replacement, right? Vittori was supposed to
contender. Fresh off his knockout of Sergey Lipinets in the 6th round Saturday night. Jared Boots Ennis. Thank you for coming up to the show, Boots.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate y'all, for allowing me to be on the show.
How big a deal is to have your name right now buzzing up there with these champions, and people will see you with a Crawford or a Spence. Most times people are like, well, he's not ready. Everybody's like, I see people got me messaging, well, what PPC gonna do since he's on the next side of the street?
I mean, it feels great, to be up there, with those guys. But now it's time to, make those fights happen, and it's time to be great.
So are you cool with like skipping straight from like now next time you a title shot without no in between guy like a former champion like a Danny Garcia type thing? I know y'all got the Philly connection. Are you cool with just jumping in with a Spence or a Porter or a Crawford if that would have come in?
Most definitely. Like I said, I've been ready. You guys just haven't been able to see me, take it to the next level. And like I said before, I just been ready, and it's my time now.
Are you fearful in the back of your head that they won't do to you what they like Mayweather did to them? Like Mayweather kind of towards the end, he wasn't trying to fight a young Earl Spence. He wasn't trying to fight a young Keith Thurman. He kind of like faded out. Do you think a Thurman or Spence or something like that might try to do that to you? Like, hey, he's a good fighter. I'll see him when I see him, and kind of scoot on up.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's boxing. They probably gonna do the, they want to do the smart thing, the right thing. and whatever is better for their career. So at the end of the day, I just got to be patient and continue to keep winning and working my way up to those world titles.
Did you notice this past weekend a bit of a crossover in terms of your audience? Because I know you got a lot of love from the MMA community with Bellator having their show on Friday. It seemed like there was a lot of publicity towards your fight. Did you notice that? Maybe getting some messages from fans that weren't necessarily boxing fans over the weekend after your big win?
Most definitely. I definitely got a lot of, MMA fans, but I already had a lot of MMA fans before because one of my friends, he's like my brother. He in the UFC, Sean Brady.
Oh, nice. I didn't know if you knew Sean. That's cool.
Yeah, that's like my brother. I'd be helping him training him, getting ready for fights and stuff like that. And I got him ready for his last fight, me and my dad. Sean Brady is a phenomenal fighter. So I've been around MMA fighters like all my life, kind of.
Must be cool. You guys are both kind of hitting your stride at the same time. Sean obviously entering that top 15 in the welterweight division. It must be kind of neat, both of you finding success right now at the same time.
Yeah, it definitely is. We just were talking about we both welterweights, and we both climbing the ranks, and I think we both ranked like the top 10, and in the rankings and stuff like that. So we both climbing up at the same time and doing our thing at the same time, and keep proving these guys wrong.
And what does it say about your star power? Because, we had a busy weekend, right? There was the UFC on Saturday. There was WrestleMania. But I seem to, I was on social media. Everyone's talking about your fight, your knockout. What's that like to know just your worth in the industry, just seeing that there's all this other stuff going on and people are talking about your win?
It's great. My fan base is getting bigger. I'm getting a heavy crowd now, and I'm starting to get fans from all over. Not just only boxing fans. I like you said before, I got MMA fans, entertainers, rappers, comedians. It's all over right now, and it feels great to to have a huge crowd like that, and a bunch of people supporting and backing me. So,
how big a deal was it to get him out of there? Because nobody had done it, and all week you didn't predict it, but you did predict it all week. You kind of teased us. What did you know that you could do that we didn't know until Saturday night? That made it reality, because that guy's been with some tough customers and hadn't been done like that.
I just knew, and I had a great camp, and I just knew that through my whole camp, I was telling my dad, my team, I'm like, this fight not going past 5 or 6 rounds. I just was feeling great, and I knew I just was too much. Everything he tried to do, I had something for it. I was just too big, too fast, too strong, too smart, and it just was too much.
Is it me? Because you got him out in the 3rd round? Because it seemed like you put it on and like, okay, I can get him. I'm going to save for a little bit later. It just seemed like you were playing with them, literally. I know you're throwing real punches. He throwing real punches at you. But it seemed like you could have got him out in the 3rd round just knowing boxing the way I know it. Is that accurate?
Definitely. I definitely feel like I could have, got him out there in the 3rd round. But, I stuck to the game plan. Listen to my dad. Just have fun, be smart, And like I said before, when we was in camp, I was like, I'm gonna punish him and then get a knockout. So that was the goal, just to put on a little show, punish him a little bit and then get the stoppage. But I definitely feel like I could have stopped him in the 3rd round or the 5th round too.
And everybody talk about you fighting Porter, Thurman, Spence, Crawford. Somebody I want to know, because y'all but the same age and everything. Do you think, or do you have to see before your career is over with, Virgil Ortiz? Because y'all like just one's a brother, one's a Latino. Y'all basically doing the same thing. And y'all got these old heads that not trying to fight y'all, and y'all some hungry lions. Do you think, regardless if it's even that a bigger weight class, you and Virgil Ortiz have to see each other before your career's over?
I feel like the fight is gonna happen. Like I said before, it just all they gotta do is call. I'm ready, and I wanted to fight. And I think it's definitely gonna happen though. But a lot of people talking about something that's gonna happen at 54 or when one of us both get a belt or something like that. But my goal is, to take over the weight division and then go ahead and do what I gotta do.
What did you think of Ortiz's win over Maurice Hooker, Battle of Texas? It was a pretty big fight, and Ortiz ended up coming out on top in that one.
I actually didn't get to see it because I was in camp, and I don't really be watching TV like that, or like I don't really watch like outside like my camp, like fighters and stuff like that. So I just. I'm in camp.
Is that because you're too immersed in camp? You're like, I don't want to, I got enough boxing in my life right now. I don't want to watch anymore. Let's just kind of focus on what I'm doing, right?
Nah, I mean, it's focusing on, doing what I'm doing and, being locked in. But I also just, when I'm in camp, I just like to chill, relax, and play video games a little bit and just have fun while I can. Take my mind off boxing sometimes.
What do you do when you're not in the ring? Because people know you the fighter, but people don't know you as a person. What's some stuff you do? You do stuff to get back to your community, or you just like you box, you stay low key, you go to the gym, and you just eat, sleep, and breathe boxing.
You just said it all. Basically, I'm always in the gym. I go right back in the gym and do what I need to do. Try to better myself from each and every performance. But yeah, outside of me boxing, I like to play basketball, chill with the family, play pool, bowling. Just
Who's
just
your
have
favorite
fun.
NBA team?
Yeah, you got to be a Phillies guy or a 76ers guy, I would think, right?
I mean, I support the Sixers. I think the Sixers are gonna do their thing this year. But my favorite basketball player is Russell Westbrook. So I'll be watching the Wizards too. So yeah, the Wizards and
So
Sixers.
you think Sixers go in that drought since '83? You think they gonna give them a chill?
I think they're gonna get. I think the Sixers are gonna get a ring either this year or next year because they got a great team.
So how they gonna top AD and LeBron? How do you think they gonna top the monsters from the West?
This guy's a Lakers fan. Don't fall in his trap here, okay? Because he's gonna talk smack the whole time. So
I don't know. I think they got a great team and they got the biggest start five in like basketball. I think everybody over 6'5" when they start lineup. So I think they just gonna be too big and too dominant. And they got a lot of youth on their team too. So I don't know. I think they could do it within the next 2 years.
As a lone Canadian here, I got to ask: Are you a Flyers fan at all? You watch any hockey?
No, I actually don't watch any hockey, but I would go to like a Flyers game, something like that.
It's a good live experience, man. Exactly, you just nailed it right there. Going to see a hockey game live, one of the best live sports, and I'm not just saying that because I'm Canadian, but still, you got to admit it's pretty good live.
Yeah, it's something different to be around.
Yeah.
James, how many brothers do you know that watch hockey? Come on now.
I know plenty. Hey, listen, there's a couple African Americans in the NHL, PK Subban, and there's
you can count on one hand. It's like 600 people in the league.
There's probably a bit more than that. I can't think of it. Seth Jones, Popeye Jones, the NBA player. His son plays NHL. He's in the NHL.
Yeah. Because he grew up in Dallas, of all places. And he learned how to play hockey.
Hey, so Boo, totally got you here, man. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Who's a role model? Somebody that inspired you? It don't matter to be a boxer. Be another athlete. Who inspired you to have the discipline? You're 23. You carry yourself and conduct yourself like a 30-year-old veteran. What does that come from? Who inspired you?
Just my dad and both my brothers. They was former boxers and they came up in the game, and I was able to watch both my brothers, come up in the boxing game, and they did the right thing, but they didn't take it to the next level. And, they always give me game and wisdom and knowledge and tell me what to do and what not to do. And the same thing with my dad. He always just be like, stay humble no matter how much money you get. Stay humble, stay focused, and, just, be yourself.
Give us some insight to that dynamic with you and your father, because it's like, there's a two-part question. That dynamic, and why don't you take a seat in between rounds? You stood up the whole fucking fight. It's like, this dude is a badass. He just chilling like he up in the gym. I thought that shit was fascinating.
Well, what everybody don't know is, I've been doing that since the amateurs, standing up in the corner, and I got that from my brother Jaron Ennis. He used to stand up in the corner too, so I've been doing it my whole career through amateurs and pro. I just been standing up, and just something that stuck with me. And then when I train with 4-minute rounds, so there's no need for me to sit down. We only fight 3 minutes, and there's no need for me to sit down. I'm always in shape. I'm in great shape. I could have kept going. Two nights ago, I was in phenomenal shape. I wasn't breathing hard, wasn't tired. My power carries all the way up until the 12th round, and they need to bring the 15 rounds back for me.
Speaking of boxing, we have this Ben Askren and Jake Paul fight on Saturday. First, before I get your thoughts on it, like, what do you think of the YouTubers boxing and all that? Is that something you like, or do you think it kind of waters down the sport a bit?
I think it kind of watered down the sport a little bit because it's, first of all, they can get hurt. They really can get seriously hurt, and they making boxing seem like it's a game, and it's not. And it's just, I feel like Jake Paul should fight real fighters and not, MMA fighters or like Nate Robinson or like basketball players and stuff like that. I feel like Jake Jake Paul actually can fight a little bit. So I think he could fight like a little journeyman, somebody 10-10 or something like that. Like somebody could show him the ropes, but that way he still can get a win, you know. So he can like test the water and see how it feels.
Well, yeah, he's fighting Ben Askren, who's not really known for his striking, right? He was kind of made fun of when he was in MMA. He was a wrestler, right? So that's what makes the matchup interesting is that you've got this guy in Ben Askren who's got years of experience, but never really relied on his boxing because he never had to. And now he's fighting a guy in Jake Paul who has knockout power. We saw that against Nate Robertson, but that's what makes this fight so interesting, I think, on Saturdays to seeing, can Ben learn enough boxing or can he box this guy who, only has a couple of years experience? It'll be interesting. I don't know if you knew, but Ben Askren got to work a bit with Freddie Roach leading into this. So we'll see if that pays dividends or not. But what do you think of the fight and how it could play out on Saturday?
I don't know. I think Jake Paul got a lot of experience. He actually sparring like real boxers and stuff like that. So he getting more experience and he learning faster and I think he's been boxing for like 5 years already. So that's another reason why I said he should be fighting real fighters instead of celebrities and stuff like that, because he really probably can hurt somebody or one of them. But it should be a good fight, but I think he probably gonna knock that guy out.
Okay.
Are you actually gonna watch the fight? Because you had a cap there, so you got some time in your head.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm not gonna watch the fight. I mean, it's. I feel like, and another thing is with the YouTubers and all that stuff, it's not fair to the guys that's coming up in the ranks or the guys that been boxing for since they was a baby, 3 years old, 4 years old. They've been in boxing all their life. And this guys out here dying to, be main event pay-per-view stars and stuff like that and making a bunch of money. And they just hop right in and come in the game and making a bunch of money. So it's not fair to those guys too. So, at the end of the day, it's entertainment. There's nothing we could do about it right now. So you gotta live with it.
But kind of playing devil's advocate a little bit on that. Just and I don't disagree with what you're saying, by the way. I can understand as a boxer, you're spending all this time building up your brand, building up your record, only to see some YouTube guy slot in there, make more money and get a better spot. But there is that argument where they had Jake Paul's last fight was on the Tyson and Jones Jr. card, and some people felt like that actually got them more eyeballs because you're getting a younger audience, right? Like chances are, if you're like a preteen, you're probably not watching Mike Tyson fight, but you might watch Jake Paul fight. What do you think of that?
I mean, that's why I say it's kind of like good and bad because they bring in a different type of fan base to to boxing. But at the end of the day, I still don't think it's fair, to those guys that been boxing all their life and and been putting all the hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, to get to the top. And these guys just coming in off of YouTube, and they making them main events, and the guys that been it's like 12-0, 14-0. Or they got like some type of belt and they got a fight before a YouTuber or something like that. It's not fair. It's kind of like disrespectful to to the boxers and stuff like that. But
fair enough. Kendrick, did we lose you? We still got you there?
All right, it came back. It was like,
yeah,
whoa,
for a second. I just wanted to make sure you didn't dip out on this. But
I can walk out of my man boots, man. I appreciate this man coming on. Do you think you get a title shot by this time next year? I know you want one, but how realistic is it? Because I know you seem to be a guy, you just put your head down and box, but we can't ignore the politics that is boxing. Do you think that you get that shot, or you're gonna have to play games and stuff to get what you want?
I think it's gonna come by the end of this year, to be honest. But end of this year or beginning of 2022. But if not, like I said before, you gotta be patient and just wait your turn. It's all about timing right now.
How close are you to being a mandatory? You got to be near the list to be a mandatory, especially after Saturday's performance.
I should be close. I don't think the new rankings and stuff went up yet, so I should be close. I should be at least in the top 3 for each sanctioning body. You
pay attention to any of that stuff? The rankings are out there. Or you just like, hey, when you get that call from your manager and all them, Mr. Finkel and all them.
Hello?
He was trying to complete a sentence there, but we got a frozen Kendrick in here. I think he was just asking, he was just sort of talking about the situation of you potentially being a mandatory or whatever. You kind of just expand on that maybe a little bit, kind of what Kendrick was talking about there. As he's completely frozen. There he goes. What a bad screenshot to have, by the way. Am I right? Not Kendrick's best moment on there, but yeah, like are you happy with where you're at in your career right now? I mean, this was a big win. Do you see yourself, just sort of, like I said, you're going to build off this, but is this sort of where you expected your career to be at this point?
Most definitely. This I expected. This is where I expected my career to be. Like I said, just take time and you gotta be patient and wait your turn. But I definitely think it's gonna come this year. So or 2022. So yeah, just stay tuned and wait your turn. That's all. That's what I'm doing.
So as you can tell, I'm a bit of an MMA guy. Is MMA something that's ever been on your radar of thinking of doing? Like you mentioned, working with Sean Brady. Sometimes are you there? You're kind of like, man, if I learn some ground game, this could be interesting. Is that something you've ever thought of?
I told them that I will, I might do one later on. Not right now though.
No, of course, no. Trust me, things are going well in boxing. You might as well keep that going, right? But we've seen a lot of boxers, right? Like we had Heather Hardy who came over to Bellator. Like there's that partnership with Showtime. You've got, so many boxers we've seen sort of make that transition. Do you look at that and go, hey, maybe I could, try my hand at it?
I think I can do it. I feel like I'm athletic, and I learn fast, and I feel like all I need to learn is, all the other, tools and stuff that I need, like the judo, the jiu-jitsu, the wrestling takedown defense and all that. If I learn all that, I feel like I'd be cool because I already got the hands. I can kick a little bit, so just get my kick game up some more. So, and I think I can do it. I'll do one.
Is that something like I mentioned with the push you had from Bellator in terms of the cross promotion and all that? It's it's one of those things where like there is that partnership there, right, between Showtime and Bellator as well. So is that something that they have mentioned to you? Probably not, but I was just curious, anyways.
No, they didn't mention it to me, but I told them I would do one on Friday night when I did the little interview Bellator. I told them I would think about doing one.
There you go. That's interesting. Kendrick, we got you back. How's everything? I know it's popping over there where you're at. Just hearing some cool tunes. We lose Kendrick again. Again, not the. Oh, is he back? He's on mute. I think we got him on mute there. Producer Eric's got to unmute him. Kendrick, you there? Oh, he's still on mute. Got to get you're on mute, buddy. Unfortunately, this isn't the beauty of doing these interviews, right? It's we just need to let Kendrick off the mute button there. As we'll welcome him back in. What about other stuff? We kind of talked about, obviously like outside the cage, you don't like watching, fights and stuff when you're in camp. What about like, are you a video game guy or Netflix guy? Like, what do you like doing outside the cage?
Back.
He's back. You can pause my question and Kendrick can get his in.
No, he's talking about me, man. We got technical difficulties. We freestyle over here on the 1-2.
Yeah. Kendrick, go ahead. You had your question before you got cut off.
Are we gonna see more? Are you like in between fights? Because like you're a quiet guy, so a lot of these fighters, like you see them a week or two before they fight, you see them after they fight, and they go into oblivion. Are you gonna try to get mainstream, or you just cool with the sticking to the boxing, and that's all it is about boxing? It's not about being mainstream or being a megastar.
I mean, at the end of the day, you want to be that mega star, but I'm more on the chill side. Relax and
I can tell.
Not trying to be in the mix and stuff like that. I rather let it come to me than looking forward. Basically, you can put it in those type of words, but yeah, I'm more of just a chill, laid back guy. I don't talk too much. I do the talking in the ring.
Yeah, it seems like you just like knock people out and just go home. I'll line up the next one. That's your mentality?
Yeah, that's my mentality. I just, it's another day in the office and, go knock them out and, go home. The job not done. So, there's always room to, get better.
So would we ever see you call out anybody, or you just go like unless your frustration get to you? Will you ever call out anybody like, hey, Errol Spence, come holler at me? Sean Porter, come holler at me, Keith Thurman, whoever.
I feel like me doing that that's not gonna make them want to fight me. It's at the end of the day, I feel like it just, if it happened, it happened. It ain't, if they wanted to fight me, they'll call or they'll make it happen. And me calling them out, I feel like they ain't doing nothing but just talking, and all they gonna do is talk back and not send no contract back or anything. So at the end of the day, I'm not for the going back and forth and talking and all that. So
I'm rather about the real smoke.
Yeah, I just want to rumble and fight, and that's it.
What do you think about it, social media, that people are starting to say that you're the new bookie man in the division? How's it cool to have that moniker attached to you by your latest two performances?
I mean, it's cool and all, but like I said, I'm just on the chill, laid back side. um, they can call me the boogeyman. That's cool. I'll take it.
And lastly, for me, what do you have to accomplish in your career for you to be satisfied? Because we know the high trajectory that you're on. What do you have to accomplish for you to be like, man, I got the most of my career 10, 12 years from now?
Just fighting all the best fighters, going down in history as like a 3 or 4 time, unified. I mean, not unified, undisputed world champion, and that's it. That's cool with me. That's it.
And last one for me, kind of a curveball here, because I've thrown a lot of curveballs at you here today. If you could box one celebrity, who would it be and why?
Celebrity?
Yeah, any celebrity. And the payday would be big, right? Because we're seeing these YouTube guys are getting some serious money here. If you could box any celebrity, anyone come to mind? Maybe Drake, maybe Justin Bieber. I don't know. Probably wouldn't be a fair fight, but is there anyone that comes to mind? Maybe The Rock.
Jay, there's no probably to it. Jay's thinking about the highlight. Ain't no.
No. He would kill him. He would kill him. But I'm just saying, if you could box any celebrity, who would it be?
I'm not sure. I'm not, like I said, I'm not too big on the celebrities. I'd rather fight a real fighter or something like that.
It'd be cool to see you box someone like The Rock, because obviously you're an actual boxer. Rock doesn't have any boxing experience, but he's a huge guy. It'd be kind of interesting to see what would happen there, right? Like celebrity boxing in the 90s.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that would get a lot of views and stuff like that.
You get a huge payday. It's The Rock, right? So
yeah. There
you go. Figure that out. And I think we lost Kendrick there. Boots, thanks so much for doing this, man. We really appreciate it. Anything you want to plug? Oh, you are there? Oh, you cut out for a second there.
I'm here. I'm here.
We're gonna wrap things up here. Anything anyone you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to plug? Any social media? I'll give you the last word here.
Just I just want to thank my team. My dad, Cameron Duncan. Steven Espinoza, everybody that supported me, my family, friends, continue to keep watching me on this journey to my world title. Stay tuned.
Hey, thanks for coming on. Man. Thanks to Showtime PR for doing a great job. Hey, I look forward to being a part of the journey. I'm out of Dallas, but I'm neutral. I'm cool with the Spences and the Ortizes of the world, but I'm also cool with the Bootses of the world too. You're straight out, dude. Appreciate for coming on and giving us a chance, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, there you go. Boots Ennis coming through and getting it done. Are we
still on?
Yeah, we are. Are we still gonna, we're obviously gonna edit this or whatever, but are we? So there we had it. Great interview there from Boots. I didn't know that about him training with Sean Brady. That's pretty awesome. So Kendrick, I know you're not super familiar with Sean, but Sean's like a protege of Eddie Alvarez. Eddie Alvarez, Philly guy. He's been grooming Sean for years. Sean's undefeated right now. Got a big win over Jake Matthews. So that's cool that Boots trains with them. And, like I mentioned in the interview, they're both kind of coming up at the same time.
Yeah. Jared Boots Ennis, if you don't know the name, better Google the brother. He's going to be around for a while, only 23 years old. That guy is going to be a problem for guys at 147 and 153, and then probably eventually 160 as he gets bigger. With him only being 23, his frame will get bigger. I definitely got to see him and Virgil Ortiz. That's like a fight I got to see in the next few years. It's kind of funny. You see the twinkle in his eye. He knows he's got to see him. And Virgil's talked about it too. They're going to have to see each other. Those are we got the I'm going to call it the middle guard, like with Spence, Porter, Thurman, and all them. But the new guard with Ortiz and Boots, we're going to find out sooner or later. It may be 3-4 years from today, but they're going to have to see each other to see who's that guy in that next generation coming up.
Get Virgil on the show here soon to see what he thinks of that. We'll see.
Pick up your phone, brother. Pick up your phone.
Yeah, I might be able to hook that up as well because, Cyborg works with her dad, right? And Cyborg and I do the podcast. So maybe we'll get a little in there, see if we can work something out to get him on the 1-2. Because like we said, we don't just get MMA fighters on here. We get boxers on. It's been a great week of guests. And a huge shout out to Kendrick for making it all happen behind the scenes in that. Buddy, what do you got coming up this week? Anything interesting? We got the Askren fight. We got Whitaker and Gaslam. Do we want to quickly mention that before we get out of here, or what do you think?
I'll be watching because I do my show preparation. Like I said, I would do, if it wasn't for the show, I'm not gonna lie, I would watch Saturday. I'm sitting there dozing off, taking a nap in the middle of Saturday, watching our man Sadiq get manhandled and watched Holland get manhandled. So I take the show very seriously. But yeah, I'll be watching, and I'll be getting. But next week I'll be preparing to go to Jacksonville. I fly out Tuesday.
That's
But
right. Oh, that's cool. You know how jealous I am? I'm still stuck in this damn country. I love Canada, though. Can't talk badly about it, but Trudeau's got to let me out of this country. It's been too long. But yeah, we're excited to see you on the ground. There's me. I got a bunch of interviews this week, but I'm looking forward to this Askren thing. I know I'm getting made fun of here by my co-host, but it's fine. Like I'll be live streaming that night. I'll be watching it and reacting and everything. And I think part of it, Kendrick, is I talked to Ben last week, so it got me a little bit more excited about it. And I talked to one of his training partners, Mike Biggie Rhodes, who's said it pretty well. He said, look, like the people who hate Ben, the people who think he's going to get destroyed, a lot of them don't like Ben Askren. So we'll see.
I'm neutral on Ben Askren. I just know boxing. He's going to get knocked the fuck out.
But the guys be two non-boxers. I mean, it's tough to say. That's like me, that's like Ben Askren wrestling like two, celebrities.
True, but I defer to the pro. What did Jared just tell us?
That's true. I'll give him that. You can follow Kendrick on Twitter. What are your social media handles before we get out of here?
At Kendrick Johnson, JOHNSO, no N. It wasn't available on Twitter and IG.
You got to fix that. We got to crack some heads to get you that Twitter handle. I'm at Lynch on Sports, Twitter, Instagram, same handle. You can find me doing interviews everywhere. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me is on social media. DMs are open. Always happy to chat with you guys. And if you guys have any guest ideas, we're definitely down for that as well. But we're going to continue with the MMA and the boxing stuff. For Kendrick Johnson, I am James Lynch. Thanks so much for tuning in. We will see you guys next week and hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Thanks for watching.